Welcome back. Now, it is the third Bond of the Daniel Craig franchise, and some are already saying it is the best ever. Skyfall premieres at the Royal Albert Hall tomorrow, ahead of its release in cinemas across the country on Friday. For its director, Sam Mendes, it is both his first Bond and his first British movie. I went to speak to him and to 007 himself.
Take the shot.
Bond is always found fighting for his life.
I say take the shot. I can't. I may hit Bond. Take the bloody shot.
50 years since the first Bond film, Daniel Craig finds his character fighting for the very future of MI6.
There's a whole kind of sort of a debate within the movie, which is, trying to get sort of into the politics of it, but it's that the governments sort of believe that sort of spy satellites and drones are the best way forward, and that's how we gather information and how espionage should sort of go on, and that not risking lives is a better way forward. I think probably it's more to do with economics than anything else, and that Bond believes that just isn't the case. You've got to go down there and you've got to look people in the eye and figure it out for yourself.
Set largely in London, dealing with UK politics as much as international terror, this is a very British Bond.
It's bringing elements of sort of trying to do what's right. I mean, and maybe if that's a British thing, then that's a good thing. And Fleming's sort of, writing of this character was always the thing of the one man against many, and that hopefully there is somebody like that out there, as we hope there's a hero out there who's going to be looking after our best interests. And I don't think that's particularly British.
I do hope that wasn't for me.
But that is.
This is Bond, as conceived by a famous British director who has never made a British movie before. Bond is such a quintessentially British franchise. Does this, as your first British film, give us a glimpse of how you see modern Britain, albeit through Bond's eyes?
It's clearly dealing with things that we're concerned with and that obsess us on a daily basis almost. Privacy, the idea of cyber terrorism and hacking, the idea of, well, what is the point of a secret intelligence service? What is the point of Bond? And a kind of justification of the old values of loyalty and nation and all that sort of thing. And so that there are different poles expressed in the film, and there's a great argument for the existence of MI6 mounted by M, but then there's an equally powerful one mounted by Javier Bardem's character, Silva, when he says, England, the Empire, MI6, you're living in a ruin as well, you just don't know it yet.
Everything you expect is there, girls, guns and martinis.
Who doesn't appreciate the occasional twist, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
A feature of all Bond films has always been product placement, and it is noticeable in this one that clearly some people have paid to have their products showcased there. Did you find that frustrating? I mean, a lot of people would say we never expected to see Bond with a bottle of Heineken in his hand. Was it annoying for you to have to put that in?
I think what's annoying is the kind of this obsession that people have with asking the question about product placement. If you see the movie, it's about as unimportant a shot as you could possibly have. It's 10 seconds. And at the beginning of the process, long time out, the producers come to you and they say, look, we have these relationships with these people, these 6 firms, and we would like to feature them. Is there any reason why you can't? And I, in this case, said, actually, luckily, 5 of these would be things that he would be doing anyway in the story. One of them can't happen, so we said that. And the others, if he wasn't drinking that beer, he'd be drinking another beer. If he wasn't wearing that watch, he'd be wearing another watch.
We saw Craig earlier this year on Her Majesty's Olympic service. The rights holders demand Hollywood-sized royalties for using that footage. We can't show you it, but we can bring you the inside story. This is Bond's second outing of the year. The first time we saw him this year was at the Olympics opening ceremony. Can you tell us what that was really like, filming with the Queen?
Very surreal. I mean, it was surreal and very funny, very quick. Didn't happen, it happened sort of in the space of about an hour. She was very funny and very nice to be with for that length of time.
James Bond talking to Sarah. A reminder of our main news tonight. The editor of the BBC Newsnight, Peter Rippon, has stepped aside whilst inquiries continue into his programme's decision to drop an investigation to Jimmy Savile. And 3 men have gone on trial accused of planning a bomb attack that prosecutors said could have been bigger than London's 7/7. Earlier in the programme, we showed the wrong image at the end of our report. This is the correct image of Ashik Ali on the right, with the other 2 men on trial. Just time to tell you about something coming up after this programme. Following our reports on domestic violence, Channel 4's Dispatches looks at a police scheme to warn people if their partner has a history of violence, and in an exclusive survey of victims finds that 3/4 of them would have left it had they been warned. That's Dispatches. Do you know your partner's violent past? Straight after this programme.
Channel 4 News continues online, channel4.com/news. Good night.
We're back tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Until then, from Sarah and from me. That's Channel 4 News. Good evening.